Today, I'm gonna go over some common mistakes that I often see in a bunch of the Pilates moves that we do in my workout videos. Let's get sweaty and educated and perfect our form. So to start, I want you guys really fast, just close your eyes wherever you are, slow it down, breathe in, exhale, release any tension. One more time, breathe in. Tell yourself, I am learning, I'm becoming my best self, and slowly exhale. Any doubts, any stress, any frustration with your body, let it go. All right, now that you're in a good phase to learn, let's get into this. We're gonna start off with some of the most common mistakes I see in glute exercises. So a lot of the times in my glute exercises, I teach on the hands and knees. These are some of my favorite moves just because I feel like you really can kick and you really can engage your booty. So when you engage your booty, that means you are actually squeezing your butt. So see the difference between me not engaging my butt. All right, so my butt's sticking out, my abs are releasing, my low back is arching. Feel some tension in the low back in a bad way. So now when I engage my booty, I squeeze the butt, I squeeze the abs, and did you see that? That change right there? Back went flat, abs went nice and tight. Booty is nice and tucked under me. So I'm squeezing the butt, I'm engaging my butt, and this position is going to help you get the most out of the booty moves. It's also gonna protect your low back, all right? So let's start off. You can do this with me simultaneously so you can really understand what I'm talking about. We're gonna start off just on your hands and your knees. So first things first, I want you to look down at your hands. Are your wrists right below your shoulders? So that's the first point I want you to make. A lot of times people will have their hands way too far out, which will make their back arch, or they'll have them like this, right, way too far below your shoulders where it hurts your wrists. So right below your shoulders, make your hands shoulder width here. Open those fingers wide so you have space between your fingers, and then take a soft bend in your elbows, okay? So from the front position, it looks like this, okay? Slight bend in the elbows. A lot of people will hyperextend like this, and that's just not good, okay? So once you're here, I want you to make sure those knees are right below your hips. So you're in that beautiful box shape. And then we're gonna start off by just bending your left heel to your booty. We're gonna flex the foot, okay? So next thing is, keep your abs squeezed. And then I want you to squeeze your booty. So when I don't engage my abs, my butt, it looks like this. Ow, that really freaking hurts, okay? So squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. So keep this nice controlled position. Your gaze is right in front of those fingertips. Your neck is long. Start to slowly extend that leg back. So as you extend, make sure, another common mistake, you'll kick your hip open like this, okay? So it's like open, no. That's gonna get the wrong muscle for this movement. Keep your hip squared off to the ground. So squared off is your hip is actually facing the mat at all times. As you kick, hip is facing down. Abs are tight. Weight is in the left hand, okay? So do a few moves like this. You should be able to pick up the right hand, place it behind your back. This is actually a way to make the move more advanced. I'm dying, it's like shaking already. So that's one way to make it more advanced, is hand behind the back, opposite hand. Another way to make it easier is to come down to your right forearm and keep your left arm boxed out. So this makes the move a lot easier to keep that hip shut down, okay? Because you have all of your weight in the left hand. And if you ever are feeling that working hip that's not kicking back, starting to hurt, that's one of my most common DM I get is, Callie, why is my non-working hip hurt? It's because you're shifting so much weight over to the right as you're kicking that you're gonna feel it in the right side. So I want you to make sure you always have lots of pressure in that left hand as you're kicking it back. Now, if you feel it in the working side a little bit, that's also totally normal because it is your supportive hip, which means it is holding your body stable, okay? So that is the first movement I hope that you feel better about. That one is really good when you perfect it, and obviously there's more you can do than just kicks. You can go on your forearms, you can hold it up, hamstring curl, and you can do all that jazz, lots of different things. The next move I want to tackle is side line. So come down onto your side with me. you have two options here. You can either stay on your forearm propped up, or you can lay all the way down, rest your head, okay? So there's two options there. For me personally, I do prefer the propped up because I still feel my abs really working. You're gonna get that oblique working as well, but it is easier to lay down. I also do this if I'm just not really in the mood to hold myself up. So listen to your body. Okay, first things first, make sure those knees are, I say hugged into your chest. Literally, give yourself a big tight hug here. That's where your knees should be. You can almost think, keep your knees in line with your hip bone. So find your hip bone and then make your knees literally go right out from your hip bone. And you can box out your left hand, press it into the ground the whole time. So once you're here, any single movement always returns to the starting position. If you feel that bottom leg sliding away, just pull it closer into your chest, okay? And also make sure those shoulders don't scrunch up like this. That doesn't feel good. Press shoulders down away from your ears, okay? And then also, I want you to keep those abs squeezing nice and tight the whole time. It's really easy to want to roll back onto the non-working leg hip bone like this and not use the core. But if you hold yourself over the non-working leg, your abs are also going to be working, and you're really going to feel this in that side booty right here, okay? So next move is on our back. All right, I'm going to take off my claw clip. So lay on your back, and this is a hip bridge. A lot of people mess this one up. So bring your arms by your side. Now, I want you to walk your feet right onto your fingertips, or maybe you're about an inch away, whatever feels good. So this is your starting position. A lot of people will have their feet way away from you like this. Ow, that does not feel good. Or they'll have their feet so close and it hurts their knees. So just about an arm's distance away from your body. Now I want you to, just for this move, walk your feet hip distance apart. And I want you to lift your toes off the ground in a nice flexed foot position. So the reason we do the flexed foot position is to keep weight in your heels, which will make your booty and your hamstrings freaking burn, next level burn, all right? Now I want you to clasp, keep your elbows on the mat. Clasp your fingers over your belly in a kind of web-shaped position like this, keeping the elbows touching the floor the whole time. Start to lift your hips up into a hip bridge. Once they touch your hands, that's as far as you need to go, then lower back down. So like, let's say we weren't doing that and we lift our hips all the way up like this. That hurts your low back a lot and it takes the work out of the booty. So you only have to lift up to your fingertips. That is literally all you have to do. Also, last move here is make sure you keep your shoulders relaxed out of your ears. So imagine someone is literally pressing their hands down on your neck, on your shoulders, relaxing away from your ears, okay? So next move I want to tackle, final little move of this first video. I'll make a part 2 to this video. There's so many moves to go over. These are the basic moves, is I want you to do a nice straight arm crunch. So legs come to tabletop. So tabletop is 90-degree angle, and I want you to keep those knees right over your hips. This is the biggest thing I see people do not do. They pull their knees into their chest for tabletop. So the further away from your body your knees are, the harder the move is. Also, make sure your low back is not arched up like this, or you're not gonna be working the abs, you're gonna be working the back. So I want you to think, press the low back down, knees over hips, arms up, then you lift upper body as you extend legs out. Slowly bend, control it. Rest your head, arms go over. Okay, so as you're crunching, for any crunch move, on the part where you feel like you're crunching your core, you're exhaling through your mouth, okay? So think crunch, pressing all the air out of your belly, so it's sucking it in, training those ab muscles to stay nice and tight, nice and engaged. Then as you bend, you inhale, letting the core slightly release. All right, so the biggest thing for that move is, remember, low back presses down, knees over hips, exhale, crunch. All right, So those are a few of the most common moves that I see really just messed up. And when you mess up a move and you don't do the form properly, typically you aren't gonna see the results that you're wanting because you aren't gonna be working the muscles that you're hoping to work for those moves. So just really work on your form, guys. I always say form over everything. If you have to start with a beginner workout, that's totally fine. I have so many beginner workouts that you can try that are more slow paced, more focused on form with lots of those cues I told you today that are integrated into the workout video. All right, so don't be frustrated with yourself. Take it easy, perfect that form, and then add on. If you have any questions ever, just DM me on Instagram or drop a comment below and I'll respond to all of the comments. Have the best day, I love you, and stay sweaty.